FFS2000 is a fusion splicing workstation which is capable of performing all steps of the splice process. Strip, cleave, clean, splice, recoat, and proof test. This video will demonstrate how to set up an FFS2000. It will also explain how to power up and power down the unit. Accessories supplied with the unit include an external power supply, a vacuum pump, and a computer with monitor, keyboard and mouse. There are also various cables and lengths of tubing provided. At the back of the unit, connect one end of the RS232 cable. This enables communication between the workstation and computer running the software. Ensure that the unit is powered off. Now connect the firewire cable to the camera port on the back of the unit. Make sure that the connector is inserted into the port as straight as possible. With the computer's power cable disconnected, now connect the other end of the firewire cable to the firewire port on the computer. Again, insert the connector as straight as possible. It is important to never remove or connect the camera's firewire cable with either the unit or the computer powered up. Now return to the back of the workstation and connect the grey power cable. The connector will click into place when the red dot on the connector is aligned with the red dot on the socket in the back of the unit. On the other side of the rear of the unit, connect one end of the vacuum tubing to the port marked VAC. Also, fully insert one end of the PTFE argon line into the orange connector marked gas. Then pull back on the orange ring to engage the connector and pull back on the line to make sure the tube is locked in place. Connect the AC power cables to both the unit's external power supply and the vacuum pump. Ensuring both the unit and the external power supply are switched off, connect the other end of the grey power cable to the socket on the external power supply. Also connect the other end of the vacuum tubing to the vacuum pump. Connect the other end of the PTFE argon line to the argon cylinder. Fully insert the end into the orange connector. Pull back on the orange ring to engage the connector and then make sure the tube is locked in place by pulling back on the line. If the computer has an RS232 port, connect the other end of the RS232 lead to this port. Otherwise, connect the USB adapter to the other end of the RS232 lead. Then, plug this into one of the USB ports on the computer. Make the other connections to the computer for the monitor, keyboard, mouse and AC power. Switch on the computer. Turn on the argon supply to the unit. Start up the FFS3 GUI, which is the software that controls the unit. Now turn on the vacuum, external power supply and workstation. Once communication has been established between the workstation and the software, the camera image will appear in the GUI and the icons in the main toolbar will no longer be greyed out. The workstation is now ready to be used. If the main toolbar icons remain greyed out, click on the key icon to initialize the unit. This initiates communication between the GUI and the workstation and ensures that operational information is synchronized between the unit and the computer. When you have finished using the workstation, turn off the argon supply. Shut down the software. Now turn off the power at the back of the unit. Also turn off the external power supply and vacuum pump.